Hey, and we live, we live, we live, we live. Hey, and we live, we live. Hey, we out here in Atlanta. Once again, you know, we had to do it again, but it's all right. We out here. This is the O2G. We in the shop right now. Definitely check out Melvin Styles. This is his shop. And we out here with my guy. Like I always say, we always catch somebody from Left Rack City. So he was another Left Rack City representative. He's going to tell you a little about himself and his name. Because like I always say, I can never introduce a person because I can never do it better than what they can do because it's their name. So let them tell you a little about itself.
What up, Ray?
What's up, man?
Deron Brigdon.
Okay.
From Queens, Left Rack City, you know, represent. What's up?
So basically, I want you to tell me a little bit more about what you're doing right now, like career-wise or just life in general.
Right now, acting on the steady grind with that, you know.
Yeah.
Acting, just grinding with trying to make it, you know, trying to be all over your TV, you know.
I feel you, though. I'm trying to get out there too.
Everything like that. Right now, I got a recurring role on the #1 show on Sci-Fi Channel, Z Nation.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I got about 6 episodes this season, and you know, just check it out on Sci-Fi Channel. It comes on Friday nights.
Okay, plug it in.
9
Plug it
p.m.
in.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Tell them everything. You
I
know
play
what I'm
this
saying?
guy named Wesson. You know, he's
Tell them a little bit about it, not too much, because you want them to watch.
Yeah.
Tell them.
All right, so Wesson, he's a you know, lieutenant to this guy named Murphy who's trying to take over the world and make everybody a zombie. So that's what you're gonna get from that.
Yeah,
Check
you gotta watch it.
Yeah,
Though.
you
Definitely watch it.
You know,
it's
going down.
It sounds like it's gonna be something good.
Yeah,
so, like I always do with every episode or every interview that I do, I like to talk about education because I feel like regardless if it's books or street or whatever education you have, you got to your life or where you at right now because of that.
That's right.
Right. So I know that when I was teaching, I know that elementary school was just about kids, you know, lying and telling on each other.
Right.
And middle school was more so trying to find yourself. So I always like to start from middle school, then I go to high school, then to college. In middle school, I know for me, I was, you know, I had different friends and I was like finding myself where I kind of pushed these friends to that side. I was like, nah, I don't want to hang out with them, but I want to be around these people. So for you, how was it when you was in middle school? Like, you know, I wanted in grades wise, you got to tell me either a number or a letter, you know. So you know, even if it's bad, I had people come on here. They was like, yeah, you know, I had decent grades. I'm like, so what's decent? They said, you know, I had C's. I said, bro, that's not decent. But okay, like, you know what I mean. So everybody got different, but it's okay because everybody blossoms at a different age.
Yeah, word. Well, you said middle school?
Let's start with middle school.
All right, middle school was kind of weird because I didn't get good.
Why was it weird though?
I mean, like I didn't get that many good grades. You
okay,
know?
so
like
what was your grades?
I was like an average student.
What's an average student?
Okay, we could say in the 70s.
Okay.
And I hardly went above the 70s.
That's
know?
cool,
Like,
though.
that was my lane right there.
That was your lane.
You know?
The 70s.
The 70s was my lane.
I feel you.
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
So how was it for you? Like,
I went to Louis Armstrong.
Oh, you went to Louis Armstrong?
Yeah,
Okay.
227.
227. That's on Junction right there.
Yeah, East Elmhurst. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so how was it socializing for you? Being at your, because like a lot of people that I spoke to, their grades may not have been that good, but they had a lot of friends or they was very social. So how was it for you, like socializing?
I mean, yeah. So you know, I think that was one of the reasons why my grades weren't so good because I was always trying to, you know, be busy. You know what I'm saying?
Be the class clown or something like that.
Well, not really class clown, but just try to be, you know, with the girls and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Because see,
you know, I
don't want you to be
you know
like nervous about saying it because I feel like, to me, when I interview a person, they're successful.
Right.
Regardless of how you look at it, everybody's success is different, right? So I want you to put it out there because you have kids and people that watch this, and they may be like, well, that was kind of like me, you know what I mean? I was that person. You could probably inspire somebody to be better because of certain things. So don't be scared to, like, you know, just put out there because everybody's grades wasn't good, but I bet you a lot of people still make money. They're still being able to survive. So, you know, it's okay, but so socializing, you was out there with the girls, enjoying yourself.
I mean, and then, you know, at the same time, 227, Like we had everybody from the neighborhood in there.
Yeah,
you know.
Was in there,
so it was like, you know, we
like
did.
Yeah,
it was a party. You know what I'm saying?
We wasn't having too much fun.
We just, you know, having fun, you know, with your friends and everything like that every day. So we didn't really take things, you know, serious, you know, as serious as we could, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand. So how about so at like at any so your grades was like 70. You said you know but did you enjoy like middle school?
Oh yeah. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed the experience with the teachers as well.
Okay. So what was that like? How like what did you enjoy about those teachers?
Well, there were certain teachers that I enjoyed and certain teachers that I didn't enjoy. You know, I was telling my wife the other day, there's this one particular teacher, I think it was Miss Cohen in 6th grade. Like it was one of them teachers, I can't remember, but one of the teachers, like, she used to always try to play me.
But they be like that. Teachers
like
be like that.
nah, but like
some do.
like certain, you're supposed to teach, right?
Yes.
But certain things, like, I just didn't know. Like, for instance, I don't think, you know.
Go ahead. Don't worry about the camera. We just talking.
Like, for instance, I made a comment one time. At the time, we were talking about Japan and China and, you know, things going on and, you know, prejudices and stuff like that back in the days.
Yeah.
And I was like, how they tell the difference? You know, I'm in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying?
You could at any age.
You know.
I know.
And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, yeah. You know, at that time, I didn't really, you know, understand the world and like look at people like now. Of course, I can tell Korean from the, you know.
Yeah, now you can. Yes.
But I said, how you tell the difference? How they know? And then she thought that was the most racist thing that somebody could ever say. And I'm like, at the end of her yelling at me, I still didn't even understand what she was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then another time she said,
about teaching them.
And then another time she said to me, we were talking about health and stuff. And she says, she said something about people being overweight, and I was like, you fat because you eat too much, and she was like going over me. At the time, I didn't understand that different factors come into play with being overweight and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
But the teacher's supposed to really, you know.
But you know what it is though? A lot of teachers are sometimes ignorant or they're stuck in their own ways. You know, because I know you've had teachers that they only taught one way, and you had to either get on board or you had to go get you a tutor outside the class. You know, exactly. Their teachers are just humans. You know what I mean? So you gotta remember that. Like, it is their profession, but everybody's not good at their profession.
That's true.
You know what I mean? That's why you have people that are celebrities, then you have people that are, you know, regular or whatever, because everybody has the ability to make something way better than what it is.
Right.
So, you know, you kind of learn that. But going through that transition of middle school to high school, how was that for you? Like,
now, high school was a little bit more interesting.
And why is that?
Because, first of all, you know, back in the days, like, people didn't really like people from left, right?
Yes, I know that.
But I decided to go to school in Jamaica just to have a change of scenery still. You know what I'm saying? Even though I knew they wasn't going to probably like me, you know, I didn't really care, you know? So I went to school out there, and at first, like, you know, everybody else was together, you know, everybody, you know, or everybody else, you know, was either John Bound or, you know, St. John's Prep or whatever together, you know, I was the only person on the side of town. So at first I didn't know anybody, you know? I had to kind of feel my way around.
Okay.
But it's like once I got on, man, I was in so much trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was
everywhere. That's why.
Like, I was in the mix, like, it's like I got myself in so much stuff, you know?
But okay, so,
like,
how was that for you? Like, when you first started going to school, right? 9th grade, everything, coming in here knowing that, you know, left rag, a lot of people didn't like our neighborhood. People, you know, we always had problems here and there with other people at a young age.
Right.
And it wasn't nothing personal, it was just the rep that we just all had in general. It didn't matter about the age, it just was always like that. How was that, like, going to school? Was you scared? Was you like...
I mean, I wasn't scared. I might have been a little nervous, but I wasn't scared about it, you know. And I still represent it. I put Iraq everywhere. On the wall. You know what I'm saying? You know,
that's how you gotta do, though.
You know,
definitely.
So I wasn't scared, nothing like that. But, you know, I kind of just took in my environment and just became who I needed to be. Yeah. You know, and you know, like I said, probably 9th grade, I was playing the background, just observing, you know. And then I think maybe around 10th grade, I started to come out my shell and really become who I am, you know. And
so is that more so because, okay, as you observe, you kind of see who is who, and you was like, you know what, I could be myself,
right?
And I could still, like, you know, represent my town because I know that I can hold my own now.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, because I think, you know, I've never been the type of person to come in a new surrounding and just be like, you know. Like, you gotta, like, for me, you gotta ease your way in, realize who's who, and, you know, how different things are moving around, and then you learn where you fit in, how you can introduce yourself, and then how you can be accepted to, you know, just be you,
I understand,
you know?
Because that's how it goes when you just, like, you know, me moving out here, it's like, you know, I gotta move around, figure out places, know where I'm going.
You're right. Like I was just telling you, you know, I just moved down to North Carolina, you know, and it's just like being in this whole region. It's just kind of the same thing. It's like, okay, playing it back, you know, talking to different people, noticing how everything's moving, and seeing what different people are doing, you know, and then you know, I'm gonna
work your way in.
I'm gonna work my way in, and then, you know, sooner or later it's gonna be okay. I'm here, you know.
No, I understand what you're saying,
sort of thing,
but that's how it is, though. Okay, let's talk about freshman year first, and talking more so about grades, like the numbers or the letters. Like, how was that for you, being that you was coming in this environment where maybe to you it's like going to be hostile, and then also you still wanted to be yourself and you still wanted to be accepted, but you still had to worry about your grades. How was that, managing everything?
You know, it's funny because I think the best grades of my whole high school time was probably 9th grade.
Okay.
Like, that was probably the best I ever did before I started getting so busy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was...
so give me some numbers then. Like,
I think I was in the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I was maintaining in the 80 world, you know?
So what, like, if you could, like, what's something, like, after 10th grade, being that you started getting in the mix, like, what was it that made your grades go down or whatever back to?
I think the main thing is your focus.
Okay.
You know, because I think that's one of the you know, keys to success. You know, your focus. You got to be focused on the task at hand, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. You know, and then if your focus is not there, then there's not much that you can accomplish if you don't even see. If you don't even see the target to hit it, you know, like, you got to be able to see the target for you to hit it, and, you know, and if you're not focused, you're not going to see it, you know, and you're going to be really all over the place, figuratively and, you know, mentally, you know.
But we can go off topic real quick with it, but it's still on topic. I think that's what's the thing about a lot of people in general, that they have this thing that they want, but they're not focused enough on it.
Right,
you know, they're trying to do so many other things at one time rather than putting that energy into what's really the priority.
Right, and I think
sacrifice.
And I think that is the problem of a lot of people.
Yes.
Like, a lot of people really don't know how to lock in.
Yeah.
You know, like, you gotta really lock in if whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. You gotta really, you know, get in that zone, you know, get in that beast mode zone, you know, and don't let nothing, you know, come in the way. You gotta make a plan. That plan don't work, go back to the drawing board, rework it and figure it out. You know, there's always a way.
That's what I try to tell people too. Like, that you in, I say, you know, it's like a fight, or it's like it's like being outside and somebody slap you or punch you in the face and you fall. Like, you just gonna lay down? No, you gotta get up.
You have to get up.
And you gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like life. You can't let one thing let you down. I mean, even if it happens 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever many times, you gotta keep fighting.
Yeah.
Cause life ain't done until you can't move.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
there's always more to give.
Yeah. So let's get back on topic, right? And go back to talking about still in high school and how you kind of got off your path, in a sense of, you know, just kind of running around.
I think enjoying the fun. School was so. See, Hillcrest. Like, if you're watching this and you were there, Hillcrest in the early 2000s was like popping. Like, like it was so fun. I snuck Anton and Gabe into the school one time.
Yo, okay. Actually, I got a cold Gabe too.
Yo, I snuck them into the school one time, man. Like, I came home, I said, yo, y'all got to see this, man. This place is an adventure, man. Y'all got to go. Just come with me tomorrow. Y'all coming. And like, they was in, I think Gabe got caught. And Anton was in the school the whole day.
Oh, that's
Gabe got caught, he had to leave. And Ant was in the school the whole day with me. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
crazy. Just in there like, yeah, come on, let's go to this class. It's a new student.
We were in classes, we were in the lunchroom all day, like
that
just chilling.
crazy.
Like it was fun. But then, you know, besides that, it was besides the regular fun of just being there, just messing around, like we started doing the wrong things, you know, and getting into trouble, you know. And that's the funny thing that I try to tell people, you know, like you gotta really, even at a young age, you gotta really be conscious of the things that you do, you know, because everything follows you, and you know, everything has an impact.
Yeah, because as you get older, you know you're gonna want to do more stuff.
Right.
It's like it is good though that you did get to experience life and have fun in school, because a lot of people go to high school or college or whatever, and then they don't. It's not as fun as they thought it was.
Right.
Or they be like, damn, I wish I would have did this or did that.
Right.
So like, looking at you and how you talk about high school, you seem like it was really fun, and that's good because no matter what in life, you got to be able to manage your fun and your serious stuff at the same time. But being young is just a little harder.
Just cut you off.
Go ahead.
It paid a major price.
Yeah, it can.
Because it took me forever to get out.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it took me, I think, maybe an extra year, maybe, or extra half a year.
Okay.
To get out.
Yeah.
Which was.
At least you did it. Some people go straight for the GED.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So.
But I was really determined, and you know, and the funny thing is, I didn't really start to get like this, you know, consciously decide to get my act together until senior year.
Yeah.
But you know, senior year, you got to do all this,
Man,
you know, making up, stuff, you know, going to Saturday class, and you remember they had Saturday class? Saturday class, and PM school, and night school, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you know, your senior year, you're supposed to be having the most, you know, fun, you know, academically, you know, and you know, doing prom and all that type of stuff, and you know, which was kind of crazy because like being such a popular guy and then not graduating. Yeah. You know, so it was kind of like, you know, if you was paying attention, it was kind of like a big slap in the face, or a big, you know, saying, hey, you can be that guy, but look at the result.
Yeah, but you, honestly, I say this because I was, you know, I had fun in high school, and I was doing everything everybody else was doing, but I was always the person that, like, if I had to be in class, or if I was like, you know, I had to do this test or something, I made sure I did that because I wanted to have fun, but I still wanted my grade to be able to go somewhere. Right. You know what I mean? I think that's the only thing that a lot of kids lack. Now, I'm not saying I would accept a kid for being bad and all this stuff, but at least if he was doing his work and he was averaging 80, 90, 85 to 90, it's not much you can say. Right. Because you are being a kid at that age. And I would rather somebody be a kid with good grades than just be a kid. You know what I mean? You have to have that knowledge because a lot of, when you get into high school, once you hit 16, you're an adult. Yeah, that's true. You know, true. And it's not, I'm not even gonna say 18, because when you hit 16, you can get your GED. And that's what,
I'll say this, okay, I'll agree with you on that. You, at that age, you are an adult, pretty much.
Not mentally, but.
I mean, you're an adult in the system. You get locked up, you get locked up, you go in with the grown-ups, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, even though you're an adult, and you're looked at to make certain conscious decisions, I do believe that it is the responsibility of teachers and people in the school to care.
You know what it is though?
You know, because I feel like they didn't care.
But you know what it is though? You know? Is you got to think about it like this, right? If you say you're doing a seminar, right? Or you got a class, and you got 30 kids in here, right? 30 kids, maybe 5 of those kids, their parents care. How much are you going to care for these kids? And every year you're not getting no support from the school systems, and then you're not getting no support from the parents, but then they want you to perform and do everything for everybody. Okay. You know, so it's tough.
But okay, I understand. But what I'm saying is, how many of those teachers like that actually step out and consciously, you know, try to make that effort of saying,
but
okay.
you know what it is? It's like a lot of these teachers been there so long, they've been trying. It's like saying this wall is right here, and I'm just gonna keep going to this wall. Sooner let them get through it. You're not gonna get through it because you got the system that they have that's designed to keep you from doing certain things as a teacher. I was a teacher, so I know, and I've seen like a lot of teachers. Yeah, I was a teacher and I've taught all grades, kindergarten and 12th grade. Yeah. Okay. So it sometimes you see these teachers and you're like, these schools be horrible, but the teachers are great. But the problem is, the thing that they change is that a lot of teachers have to use money out of their pocket to get supplies for some of these classes or to do something. So it's tough for them. When you coming out your
So who's that for?
I would say the school system.
The board of ed.
Yeah, that's my opinion because think about it.
Get to the top. We gotta get to the top of the problem.
And let me explain something to you again. If you think about it, all these wealthy or rich neighborhoods that have these good schools, you know why? Because the parents put money into their schools. Think about it. It's nothing else. You always have the government. The government, they put just enough. But remember, the parents are always, you got parents, remember the kids that'll be, or you think about them kids or these stories that they have with kids, did something crazy and they were supposed to get expelled, but their parents put money into one program. There you go. That's the example because they're wealthy and rich families, they spend more time with their kids in their schools because the husband or whatever is out and the mother's home. So the mother's trying to do stuff with the kids or in their neighborhood or this and that, and they're putting money into it. In our environment, our mother and our fathers, they're all working. Right. With the little bit of money they got to use for us to eat. They got to use for us to have clothes. They got to use to keep them lights on. You know what I'm saying? So they can't put that extra money in the schools. So now it's like you're fighting against a system and you're fighting against basically one parent in a sense because your parents are at work. So your parent is really the teacher.
Which is why I said, I was thinking of that perspective as well, that, you know, the parents, you know, it's a different dynamic because the parents are, you know, trying to take care of business as best they can, you know, then you go to school and it's just like Hillcrest was a chaotic environment, you know? Yeah. So how do we fix the problem?
It's like that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's more so the parents. Teachers, I say that people. Because we can't. I don't. It's easier said than done to say, okay, we can fix the problem with the parents. No, I'm gonna tell you if the parents are always working. But let me tell you, what I'm saying is there should be a mandate that parents have to go to the school at least 2 times a month. Because if your parent is there, are you gonna be acting out? Are you gonna be running? If your parent just shows up whenever they want to, is your parent going? Are you really gonna be like, okay, well, I could just do this? No, you're gonna be worried they're gonna pop up any time. But you knew that your parents are not gonna be around. You knew that you don't have that support, so you knew that, okay, I'm gonna go to school. I don't really have to listen because I could bug out and still go home and bug out some more, and then I'm gonna see my mother around, my father around 7 o'clock. So then I'm gonna deal with them for about 2 or 3 hours a day. Realistically. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so you have all this freedom as a young adult. Now you're basically grooming and growing yourself, not your parents. Right. Your parents are there for certain things, but not as much as they should be or they want to be. Right. So it's difficult when it comes to the school system because you still, every kid or every person that's went to school, they always have that 1, 2, maybe a handful of teachers from kindergarten to 12th grade where they can say, oh, I really like that teacher because such and such. Right. You know what I mean? Because you had that connection, but you can't get that same connection with everybody. Right. It's just like going to get a job. You're not gonna like everybody at your job, but you're gonna like a couple people. You understand? So it's like, I'm not blaming the parents because the parents are doing what they need to do to be out there. But at the same time, sometimes these parents have to like try to get more time to get out there for the kids because they're needed. You know what I mean? And it is a struggle, but you gotta remember when you lay down, you have sex, you have this kid, you gotta remember you have to give this kid everything. Not just money, not just a house. You have to give this kid time. Because that babies,
time is a high commodity that people take for granted.
Think about it. From when you was younger up until you about probably 10, 10, maybe 12, you didn't care about no money. Right. If your mother or your father was there every time, you'd have probably been the happiest kid in the world. So, and now remember, from 10 to 12, you would probably got about 4 to 6 more years in school. So you telling me from young ages, if your parents or your mother was around to really put whatever into you, you could have kept going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're grooming or growing yourself from that early age on, you're just doing whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really more so like parents have to put more into it, and it sucks because a lot of them are putting a lot, and I'm not taking away from parents, but you have to even put even more if you want your kid to be successful. You know what I mean? You see the difference when some of these kids that go to Catholic school because the parents can't be around, but they know that when they're in these Catholic schools, those rules and everything is going to be more strict.
Absolutely.
When you're in a public school, it's less rules because you have all these things that's like, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why, like my wife and I, we're really hands on with my daughter. You know, whatever she got, school projects or whatever. We come to the school and talk to the teachers. You know, like she got a problem, whatever. You know.
See, but that's what I'm saying because you kind of understand that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like. When you know that like nowadays a lot of people, parents are trying to be more involved,
right? And
they trying to get their kids because you want your kid to grow and be smart and everything, you know. And that's the thing. So it's just more of a balance,
right? Absolutely.
All the time, it's always a balance. You know what I mean? So, last thing we talk about is not last thing. Next thing be college. How was college for you?
Oh, I didn't really go.
Okay. Why?
Honestly, I like looking back at it, I had a thought not the other day, but a while back, and then looking back at it, I think I only went in the first place because people wanted me to go.
Yeah.
You know.
That's understandable because a lot of people say that, but I think it's great for somebody to go to college and then. Sorry about that. Got a call. They'll call back. But my opinion is I think it's great for you to go to college because even if you don't like it, at least go there and experience it. I would never let anyone I have 2 kids. I would never let them not say they're not going to college. They have to go for at least a semester because you can't tell me
just to say
at least just to say. Sorry, they call back again. Just to say that I experienced it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to force your kids into nothing because at the end of the day, regardless of what education you got, it's a life.
Right.
You have to live your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I can't tell my kids or somebody to live their life and I don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not a person who like do as I say, not as I do. No.
Right.
You gotta live your life because I've lost friends at a young age and they didn't finish certain things. They didn't go to college, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. So I'd rather you at least live your life but be responsible living your life and being able to have some income to live your life. And that's fine with me.
And when I went there, I took up theater.
Okay. How was that?
It was good. Like I said, I didn't go there for too long.
Yeah.
It was really just the basics of fundamentals of acting. But when I say I only went because people wanted me to go, like I think sometimes people give you the wrong advice.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like if I say I'm gonna, like I've been acting since I was a kid. If I've been saying I want to act since I was 12, why tell me like just go to college?
Yeah.
Like.
It's because people feel like
people
feel like college, but people feel like college is gonna save you.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? This is what you have to understand.
Like, why not direct me to the college that has the best theater program, if that, or tell me.
But people don't believe in
or
that.
acting school.
You know they believe in. People believe in what is gonna be there and what is gonna get you through life. And everybody, and that's the thing. Life. When you say life, you gotta understand life is what you make of it.
That's right.
Like if you want to go through life struggling, that's fine. If you want to go through life being this person or that person, that's fine. That's your life. But people have to understand that they can't live their life because of somebody else.
Right.
That other person, that if they're not paying your bills, if they don't make a big, like if they're not somebody that really affects you, you shouldn't have to deal with that because even if it's your parents or whatever, because that's them putting on what they want you to do, or maybe they're living through you, but that's not what you want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And me moving out here, that was kind of like it. It's like, okay, do I want to stay in New York and live this same life that I know I can have even if I leave New York or not? Or do I want to go out and try to do all my best, whatever, and see what I can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my life.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I love my kids, and I wish that my kids were here every day. But I know that my kids are not here, but I'm gonna still do what I gotta do to get to where I gotta
That's
go.
right. That's
You know what I mean? And that's my life. But another reason why I do that too, even though my kids are not here, is that I could never tell my kids to go out there and live life if I didn't do it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, and I know that my kids are in great hands back home with my family, with their mothers, and everything. So it's like, let me get out here and try to live my life. You know what I mean? And I think, like you said about people giving wrong advice, I don't think people give wrong advice. I think people give experience from them, right? And when you take stuff from people, I have this imaginary pot because I love food. I'm always talking about food. If you know me, you know I love food. Now I take this pot, right? If I talk to this person, I'm putting what they said in that pot. If I talk to this person, I'm putting what they said in that pot. Now, when I go look in that pot, I might take a little bit out, but I ain't taking everything that person said.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I might take a little bit of that, and that's how I look at life.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm gonna listen. You could be saying the dumbest part of my life, dumbest shit ever.
Right.
I'm gonna listen to it because at least I know that is the dumbest shit.
Right.
And I know what's the right stuff.
And I'm the same way. Like I feel like there's something you can learn from anybody.
Yes.
You know, and like you said, I sit and have conversations with people, all different walks of life, different religions, different political views or whatever. And when I get in these conversations, I try not to go into the conversation with a biased mind of my own point of view. Yeah. Like I want to really sit and know your take on the subject
and why
and
where you come from
and where you right, and because and that's the thing with a lot of people. Like a lot of people want to be right.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that it's okay to be wrong or okay to not know. So I go into a lot of conversations and sort of turn off my mind because I don't want to come into this conversation and wait for you to say something, and then in my mind I'm like, nah, that's bullshit. So let me say this. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
But that's it. I
want to take in what you got to say.
That's the biggest one you said is about people not knowing. When it's an unknown, people don't want to do it.
Right.
Like me, come down here, I didn't have no plan, didn't have no money like that, and it's like, you know what? I know, but one thing I did know about myself is that I work hard. I'm not going to be poor. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get to where I need to be.
That's right.
And I'm not scared of nobody or nothing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I got that from my mother, from my family, from Left Rack City, from growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't put no fear.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the thing that slows certain people down is that fear of not making it to where they think they want.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
So you gotta be ready for the great unknown.
Yeah. Definitely. So this is okay, so I have like 3 more questions, right? So the 3 questions, the first one is like, okay, so with the career that you're doing or everything you're doing now, like where do you see yourself? Like what's your goal with everything?
Well, my overall goal is to be free in the sense that, self-sufficient, self-sustainable,
Okay.
Like I don't need to wait or depend on anybody.
You can just maintain your life and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that right there is the overall goal is to be free. But go along the way is to be able to start my own productions. Because I have tons of great ideas. And I write down, different film ideas,
Okay.
Start writing and start producing my own projects, and get my own, because I want to use my art to influence, to be a spark, to motivate, to influence, to inspire. I want to do the type of roles that make you, analyze yourself, and start putting things in perspective. When you watch a movie and it's like,
like that, it's something to think about.
Yes, something to think about and something to talk about.
That too.
Like think about like the most impactful movies that you see. It's a conversation. It starts a conversation that and then some of these conversations are on the way to healing.
Yeah,
you know, yeah, exactly. And a lot of people don't even realize, you know, that how art can be influential in that, you know, in healing, and you know, and opening up dialogue, and you know, when I say art, I mean all spectrums
kind of
of
brings
art.
people together.
Yeah, it brings people together. All spectrums of art. Film, music, you know, whatever. You know, like how many times you listen to a song that takes you back to '92, it makes you think about something, and you know,
I remember
you might want to pick up the phone and call somebody, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely understand.
Or whatever, you know. So I think that like that right there is my overall goal in being an actor, you know.
Okay. So another question I like to ask, because I feel like regardless of any person that says, "Oh, I had an easy life," or "it was really fun," or this and that, you always had to have something at one point in your life that was either really tough to get past or to get over, or maybe you did get over it, but you know, if you can share that, you know, maybe it helps somebody else that watches this video, and it kind of inspires them to, you know, keep pushing through whatever they're going through. Because sometimes people are at kind of like a standstill, and they don't know how to get past it. But I feel like with my videos that I do, they can go through these videos and be like, "Oh, that's me," or "That's somewhere I was at. Now I know how to get past that."
Right.
And the best example I give for you is, like I say for me every time, is that, you know, I'm 30. Since I was 22, I lost somebody about every year. You know what I mean? That was close to me, or that I knew. You know what I mean? And that's tough. You know, it was tough for me, but it's like, you know what? I'm still, not to say I got used to it, but you get a little numb, but you still learn that rather than taking these people dying as in a negative way, it's more like, you know what? Now they're looking down on me. Let me make them proud. You know what I mean? So, I'm not saying that has to be you, but you know, kind of something like that.
What's up? You know, looking back at it, I think one tough thing would just be of course, my mother being a single mom, you know, raising us, and you know, doing the best that she could. You know, that was something to overcome, definitely. And you know, I remember I had a conversation with her once, and I said, "Yo, like, how you did that?" Like, you know,
there's a lot.
You know, like seriously, you know, because you know, just the struggles that my wife and I have sometimes, you know, just things and everything, like, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's because it's two different people. It's two different ways of thinking of raising this one person. Yeah. So sometimes you clash.
And then you know, well, just that too, but just everything, you know, just you know,
dealing.
Yeah, just dealing with life, you know.
Dealing with life.
And I remember one time I had a conversation with my mom, like, "Yo, how'd you do that?" You know, it's like you're like a superhero or something. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough though.
And they make it look so easy. You know, it's like they're so strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're just trying to figure out, like, how could I do that?
Right. You know, like,
I definitely understand that.
Like, you know, like did you learn it somewhere?
Like, did you have some meditation methods? Like, what you doing? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
No. I definitely understand.
Definitely.
So that's kind of like really it for all the questions. But is there anything specific that matter of fact, this is one thing I did miss. I usually like to shout out to social media. So what I say is, like, I'll give you an example of mine, and then you can go into yours if you got any handles. So this is the Rain Check Show. Definitely gotta you gotta subscribe to the Rain Check channel on YouTube. Keep checking us out. We never stop. Keep going. You gotta definitely follow me on Instagram. It's RAINCHECKLIVE. This is also gonna be on YouTube, so I'm gonna just tell you what my Facebook is. It's Rain Rickard, so that's RICKARDS. That's the last name. It's Rain like the weather, ain't nothing else changed. Go ahead, what you got?
Instagram is Deron _Brigdon, DRON _BRIGDON.
We definitely gonna put all this stuff up. You got anything else, like social media websites? I mean.
Oh nah, just Instagram, Twitter. I don't really tweet though. I kind of start doing that.
Yeah, you probably gotta get the Snapchat. That's the new move. You gotta snap it up.
People told me I shouldn't do this. It's more of a single man's thing.
Okay. Well, I'm saying you can still snap a couple things here and there.
I'll check it out.
You can check it out. So, you know, it's cool.
I guess my Twitter is Deron Brigdon. Same thing, you know.
Okay, yeah, you definitely gotta check out. What about anything coming up other than you can say it again on the show you say on Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh yeah, Z Nation on Sci-Fi Channel Friday nights 9 p.m. check it out. You know, it's going down. Zombie apocalypse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
you know,
like he said earlier today, he has a lot of stuff coming up. He was just out here for casting, right?
Yeah, had an audition today.
Had an audition today. You know, he got a lot more coming up, so you're gonna have to stay tuned. We're gonna put all his information on this episode. So, you know, like I always say, you gotta get your own on your own. That means that you gotta get yourself right before you get anything else right.
That's right.
Because you can't help nobody else if you can't help yourself. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank you again for coming out.
Sure, bro.
You know, we're gonna definitely do some more work, because I got some questions for him after we get off here. But this is Rain Check. We always live, and we got.